Welcome everyone to another edition of The Main Event. We're your hosts, David Sue Adams, in lovely downtown historic Annapolis, where it's going to be about 60 degrees today in February. Nice. Anyway, today what we are going to do is open another secret box. So it's secret box number, what, 4?
I think 3.
3 or 4, anyway. So
again, we don't get that. Yeah, I guess it is 4. We don't get that many, but we have
keep saying that, but for some reason
we have another one in the wing. So.
But this one is from Elizabeth W., as you can see, in San Francisco.
Elizabeth W., the namesake is Elizabeth Reitman. The company was founded by Elizabeth Reitman's great-grandson, Albert. The inspiration was the fragrances from her ranch in the Sierra Nevadas. He remembers growing up and smelling lilacs and the kitchen scents and things like that. He went on to become an architect, and then in 1995 he started his perfumery, Elizabeth W. He wanted to create the fragrances that were based on his memories. He also wanted to create perfumes. He said that, you know, fragrances speak to the masses, but perfumes speak to the individual. So he's trying to find something that is unique to each person. You can layer the fragrances and the perfumes to create your own unique scent for you. And he also, with his background in architecture, he understands that a good fragrance has to be supported by a well-balanced foundation. And from that you layer on the heart notes and the top notes to create the overall perfume. So kind of a really interesting approach. You know, it was a little bit intrigued reading his background, finding out a little bit more about it. Perfumes are not my preference. I'm very sensitive to fragrances. I tend to stay away from things that are a little bit perfumey. So you don't find a lot of that kind of stuff in our shop yet. So we'll see how this is. I'm a little bit curious. I know that, you know, this is a well-known line. If you have seen it or tried it, or if you know anything about it, please let us know. We're always looking for feedback.
Beautiful box, I think. Looks very nice. I like it better than our last secret box. The look of it. Actually, same similar colors, but for some reason they did a better job with it, I think. And if I can open it.
It looks like the candles are around $25 a piece.
This is a vetiver candle.
Yeah, it's a vetiver. They also, Elizabeth W. has a lot of different products. They've got bath and body things, sachets, perfumes, all kinds of, you know, a nice selection to choose from. So all kinds of things to branch into.
Look at a little frosted glass.
Nice box.
It is perfumey, but it smells, it's actually very nice. It almost smells like a man's cologne to me.
Yeah, vetiver, he said, was a kind of a unisex fragrance, liked by men and women.
There you go.
It does smell kind of manly. Let's light it.
Alright.
It's pretty. I don't know that I haven't read any information about the type of wax. I know he said he picked a wax that holds fragrance well. So I'm going to guess it's got paraffin in it, but it's really silky. It reminds me a little bit of like the Valespa wax, not quite as silky as that, but it's really smooth. It's got a really nice feel to it.
This has a very extra long wick, so it's always good. You should cut your wick anyway.
You should use your wick trimmer.
And use your wick trimmer. I did this because it was the closest thing.
But actually a wick trimmer would cut it better than our 4 scissors.
Yes, it would. Down to about 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah, you want a nice tight steady flame that doesn't flicker or smoke. If your candles flicker at all, if you see any soot forming around the glass, if you see any smoke coming off the top, that means you need to trim the wick. You want a nice tight, small, steady flame that doesn't move. Trim your wick as often as you need to. Before you light your candles, a couple hours after they've been burning, if it starts to smoke, partway through, just trim them. Anytime you see them smoking, all you need to do is just trim the wick, really important. Oh, it looks like they even do have diffusers. Really lots of nice products. Sachets, you know, clothes hanger things, all kinds of things for the body, the bath, the bed.
We will burn this all day again, so you can, and again we'll give you an update on tomorrow's show on exactly how it burned and if it was a strong scent or if you could smell it or what kind of scent it was.
Yeah, we'll have it streaming live, so if you want to peek in a couple hours and see how it's burning. we've had some candles on our burn do really well, and really kind of nice to see them in the shop. You can really smell them in the shop, which is impressive to us.
Yeah.
Others, not so impressive. So it's always kind of fun to see how it goes. They also sent a whole bunch of fragrance samples. Why don't you pick what seems most
It's a
intriguing
soy
to you?
blend wax, is what it is, with a paper core cotton wick.
Okay.
So
Those two, sweet tea might be interesting to me. Why don't you pick one of these and we'll smell one and see what they're like. They sent little fragrance vials of all that. They have 11 different fragrances in the candle line. Always helpful to get a little fragrance vial, so even without the candle, you can get an idea of what they smell like. It's easier to ship these than obviously 11 candles. So kind of nice way to try things out. I don't know if these are the perfumes though, or these are the perfume fragrances. This one's really pretty. I like this one.
this is Leaves. Leaves is definitely
this
not
one.
overly perfumey.
Yeah, this one isn't either. But they're not labeled, so we have to keep them together. This one's sweet tea. I really like this one. Kind of clean, soft, not perfumey. I don't wear perfumes, but if I were to wear one, I would wear that.
It's Leaves.
That's pretty. Very kind of green. I like that one. So these are samples of all the perfumes that they sell.